Hey everybody, Troy Bush, managing broker for Petzl's Yacht Sales in Norwalk. I had a little bit of extra time today, so I hopped in the truck and I drove up to Portland, Connecticut. This is where Petzl's home base is. Our shop's here, we have dockage as well. We winter store about 400 boats, and we have 16,000 square feet of heated indoor showroom. A couple Chris Crafts just came in. Behind me is this 2026 Chris Craft 28 Calypso. So I'm gonna show you around this boat today. Let's go. Okay, if you've seen my walkthroughs before, you know that I like to start on the exterior, kind of do a little 360 and make our way on board. So starting here at the bow, nice stainless steel through hull anchor windlass. Gorgeous, I think it's a charcoal hull color, metallic, black stripe, white bottom, kind of like cream, right? The gel coat above the rub rail and below is that nice cream color. Beautiful dive door here on the starboard side. And then all the way aft, we do have twin Mercury 300s. This boat does have joystick. I love how they powder coat or paint match the cowling to the ivory gel coat, and also that stripe in the middle there, that is matched to the hull side. So it looks very, very nice. This boat, of course, does have underwater lights and does have Seakeeper ride, which, like I said, if you've seen my other boats, this is one of my favorite features on any boat. The automatic trim system on those tabs is phenomenal. Aft boarding ladder here, and then handhold right there. You'll see the teak is just getting done now. So the boat just came in, so that's why you can see all this blue tape. But I want to get you guys on this boat and to see it. Staying here at the transom area, in that corner down there, that's your freshwater flush. So you simply hook up your garden hose spigot to that flush area, and you can push a button and flush both engines, get the salt water out of both engines. Okay, jumping on board now, we'll look back here. The teak is coming out amazing. The guys who do a really good job. So this boat has the Heritage Trim Edition. So you'll see teak here at the swim platform, see the tow rails going up the bow, and also at the anchor windlass area, which I'll show you a little bit later. It's just a very, very classy look. It's not full teak throughout, so the floors here have a beautiful seagrass mat, but it's just enough to give it that nice classic Chris Craft look. Staying at the transom here, you do have a walk-through door, of course. You have a freshwater washdown shower, so when you're getting on and off the boat, you want to get that salt water off you certainly can. Have fender clips, so a dedicated spot for your fender, not taking up extra spots on your pop-up cleats. Cup holder, rod holder combo, beautiful JL speakers with the chrome grille. A little bit of storage under here, which is always nice. In the middle here, you'll see you have 4 rocket launcher rod holders, a pop-up ski tow pound. This can totally recess down, be kind of low profile. Your water fill is right there, as well as a live well and a spot for a flag. Staying in this corner, you'll see a nice, beautiful subwoofer, more speakers, and that's actually a spot for your battery charger. But taking a step back, looking at this cockpit layout, check this out. So all these seats fold up and down. Three tri-fold, I guess, table, which is getting oiled, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But nice layout. Right now it's kind of set up for entertaining. If you give me 1 second, I will show you what it looks like when you want to tuck everything away. All right, I took a second here. I folded the aft seat. I folded that port side seat. I'm gonna leave the table once again just because all the oil there is drying. But you can see you can kind of tuck everything away and have a nice open area back here. If you want to drop a line, go fishing, you certainly could. Toss a beam back down, water sports, whatever you like, you certainly can do that. Looking right over here, you have a beautiful prep area, wet bar area. So nice deep storage that is drainable. Make your drinks or your cocktails there. Other side will be a sink area, and then underneath is a nice large refrigerator, which I think is really fancy. Staying on the starboard side, you have this beautiful dive door. So I'm a huge fan of this. I say it every single time. Getting on and off the boat, especially like at a floating dock, it makes it a no-brainer. It's so easy to get on and off. And then if you're doing water sports and things like that, if I remember right, if we go into this aft bilge area, I did remember right, you'll see your batteries and all that. And then this is your table, or excuse me, your ladder. So take this out here, hook it onto the clip and fold it over. So any water sports, you're away from the back of the boat, you're away from the engine, simply get on and off the boat right here. Last feature here would be your battery management area. This is your battery switches and your breakers. All right, making our way a little bit forward, we checked out the starboard side setup. Let's look at this port side setup. So you'll see we have this lounging seat, but it has a couple cool tricks. Number one, you can unlock the backrest right here. Try to do this with one hand and move it forward. You can make it kind of the exact opposite. So instead of lounging facing forward, now you're lounging facing aft, which is really cool. Unlock that again and go down to the next spot, which is all the way down. So now you have a nice solo lounger there. And then if you want to lay out but face forward, this aft seat here, which has storage under it, also has this cool kickstand. See how that works? So all the storage under there and a cool kickstand. So now you can totally lounge and lay forward. Another thing I forgot to tell you about, but I need to point out, is this boat does have the Sure Shade automatic shade here. So push of a button, this bimini shade comes out of these poles right here on each side. It's very easy to use. All you have to do is literally just push a button, and then when it retracts, it will retract all the way back to underneath the hardtop. So there will be no sunbrella material showing. Continuing forward, storage under here, little spot for a trash can that's nice at the wet bar area. Nice little feature. Storage underneath the helm seat there as well. And then you will see a beautiful double wide, like double stitch helm seat, which I really like a lot. This also does have a flip up bolster. So I'll push it down right now so you get a look at it. And then you can push it up if you want to lean on it or sit on it for better visibility. You certainly can. Here at the helm, this is where kind of my favorite part. Beautiful glass dash here. Everything's flush mounted. Two nice large Garmin screens. Your switching is all through here, as well as your engine data, your GPS, your sonar, all that stuff. You do have a Fusion stereo right there. Your Seakeeper ride right there. Mercury smart display right there. Windlass controls, all electric digital throttle and shift for these Mercury engines. And of course you have a joystick here as well with its twin engines, and it does have Skyhook, which is my favorite feature because I'm often a solo boater. Crossing over, going to the port side of the boat around the helm area, we saw the seat, everything you can do. But once again, nice spot to sit here. You got chargers, fore and aft, cup holders, nice grab rail, gorgeous little glove box here as well. And then of course, 28-foot boat, you gotta have somewhere to use the facilities. So pop open this door and you have yourself a head. So this is a freshwater flush porcelain head by Tecma. About as nice as you can get on the water. Little mirror in there as well. But have no fear, if you need to use the bathroom, this boat can accommodate. Making our way forward, I want to show off this beautiful hardtop. I love the lights that are in it, some speakers that are flush mounted in it. They have fore and aft spreader lights as well, very nice. And then going forward, you can see we have a nice walk-through area, so you can close this windshield to block you from the elements and such. And also at the same time, if you want to block even more wind, just simply close this door. So between the door and the windshield on a nice, chilly fall day or spring day, you can kind of block a lot of the elements and really enjoy the boat. So right across or behind the helm, you will have even more storage. And here I currently have the bow and cockpit cover, and that's the filler cushion for the bow. I'll tell you about that in a second. And then beneath my feet, we do have what I'm gonna call, because I also sell some sport boats, I'll call it a ski locker. So that's where you put your skis and things like that. But once again, more covers in there, nicely finished, all fiberglass. Nice big gasket on it too. So once again, storage is a premium on any boat, so it's nice to have as much as you can get. Going towards the bow, I love these. They're kind of like 1.5 wide, but they're really deep. These deep bow seats are very, very nice. Both sides, you do have a charger and your cup holders and your handrails and things like that, but looking at them is very, very nice. You do have armrests on each side, so you really get comfy. And then behind, I should say, not underneath, is a spot. This is actually a dedicated spot for where your table goes, and that's for your leg for your table. Now, there's another leg hiding here somewhere. So the straight leg is obviously for the position aft to put the table out. If you, I can find it, I'm sure it's right behind here. Yes, it's in here, other storage area. There's a L leg, so it'll come straight out and up. So that same table that you see aft there can be put right up here in the bow area. Also, those filler cushions that we saw in the console here, so that can be laid right across here to make this entire pad one big sun pad. But like I said, storage behind each console, storage underneath all the seats, of course. And then all the way forward, beautiful Chris Craft burgee. This teak's gonna look really, really sharp. Look at all the grain in it. I love how it looks. You do have a freshwater wash down, which is a very yachty feel for a 28-foot boat. And then forward is your anchor windlass. Thank you so much for joining me on that tour. Any questions at all, please feel free to reach out directly to me, Troy Bush, managing broker for Petzl's Yacht Sales in Norwalk, or give the guys here in Portland a shout, or even Joe, who's out of our Rhode Island offices. Thank you once again, and I'll see you guys next time.